Okay, we're going to grab some weight and we're going to work with fairly heavy weights to start with, your choice. Obviously, you never have to use a weight at all. So we're going to stand with our feet underneath our hips, spread our toes, ground down through all four corners of our feet. And we're going to start with a lovely shoulder roll. So I've got 4 kilos in my hands. Don't really want to go lower than 2 and try not to be heavier than about 6. So roll the shoulders up to the ears, squeeze your shoulder blades back, lower them to the ground to get full rotations through those shoulders. 4 more big rotations. I'm going to do 1 more. And then as I drop my weights down, I bring them forward in front of my thighs, dropping the chin to the chest. And we're just going to begin with the roll down, just to mobilize the spine and wake up the hamstrings. So nice soft knees. Let your body just hang to the floor, drop your chin to your chest. Take a few breaths there, just allow that stretch to occur on its own. If you can reach the floor with your hands pressed on those weights, do so. Or if you need to put them on their feet, put them on their feet. And then extend your right leg as you bend the left knee, allowing your chest to fall a little bit more towards the right, so getting some movement through the upper body. And then swap to the other side, extend the left leg, lower the chest towards the left thigh, bending your right knee. And then to do that again. So it's a slight sway motion with a little hold, and then to the other side. And we're going to do 4 more. Breathe into it. Lovely long deep breaths and exhale as you extend that knee. Last one. And then we come back to the middle. We soften the knees. We get hold of those weights and we roll the spine the way we went down. So slowly, slowly stacking that spine. As always, the chin is the last thing that comes up. Once it does, we roll to reset the shoulders. And we're just going to take it straight into warming up the legs. So we're going to take our feet a little bit wider, very slightly turning the toes out, so not too much, just very subtle movement. We're going to load up the weight on our chest. So we're going to hold the weights together on our chest. And you can not use weight at all. And we're going to take a lovely deep bend into a squat and a breath out to push back up again. So we drop down, sink your weight into your heels, open the knees in line with the middle toe, and then as you come to the top, I want you to do a little squeeze in the glutes. Inhale down, exhale up, squeeze. Slower we go, the better. We've always that time under tension. Now, when we load the weight up on our chest, our shoulders instantly come forward. So we want to physically squeeze our shoulder blades together at the back, and then lengthen out through that spine. Give me 4 more. See if you can sink a little bit lower. Down, squeeze, 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 and up. Squeeze, squeeze at the top. Last 2. We're going to go 1 more. All the way down, halfway up, all the way down, halfway up. For 7, 6. Pull those shoulder blades back. Open those knees a little bit wider. Press your weight back into those heels. 2 more of these, and then we're going to drop our weights to the floor. Last one, in between those feet. And straighten those legs as best you can. So with our legs slightly wider and feet turned out, it just takes the stretch a little bit more to the outside of our hamstrings. Whilst you're here, maybe sway the hips side to side, whether you need to bend your knees or keep them straight. Just distribute your weight from one side to the other. We're going to take our eye gaze forward and we're going to walk our weight, keeping our feet wide into a plank. I want you to lower your knees to begin with, but when you lower your knees, don't stick your bums in the air. We're down in a half plank, and we're going to do a little mini row, each side, right and left. So squeeze the glutes to make sure your hips aren't rocking side to side. This is about core stability, maintaining a half plank. And as you row, you pull your weight up to the side of your rib cage and your elbow close in towards your rib cage. So we're just rowing, waking up the back muscles. And we're going to go 8 more, 4 more each side. 7, 6, 5, grip in those buttocks. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And 1. Pause there in your half plank. If you can now lift your knees, do so, and then just pulse your hips up and down to wake up those abs a little bit more. Keeping your hands on the weights. If you don't like that, just take your hands to the floor and work there. Depends how your wrists are feeling. Give me 5, 4, 3, 7, tips those toes, extend those knees, one more, and then drop your weights back. Turn your weights so your palms facing towards you, roll back and stretch into a child's pose. The arms are extended, the elbows are lifted, it's an active stretch. You breathe in and you exhale, dropping the chest between the arms, putting your bottom back into your heels. Take 3 to 4 breaths in that position. I'm boiled alive here. So sink your bottom back even more. Lengthen those arms. And then look forward. And then roll yourself up and turn your palms in to face each other. So now we're in a box position. We're going to pin our bottom back, but keep our chest elevated. We're going to drive forward. And we're going to lower our chest down to the floor. We're going to release our weights. And then lift our arms and legs up into a full extended Superman. Then we lower the feet, bringing our hands back down by our rib cage. You can lift your knees if you want to, or lift your bums first, push your chest up last into the triceps, and slide it back. So we roll through the spine to our hands and knees. You can lift your knees if you wish. Lower the chest to the ground, squeezing your elbows in so those triceps are active. We free our hands, extend them, and lift into a wide Superman. We lower our legs only, bring our hands, squeeze them back, abs on, bottoms up first, chest follows, all the way up, and then slide it back, keeping that length in the spine so we don't drop our heads down here. We roll forward. We go down again, so my knees are off the ground. We release, we lift. We bring the hands back as the toes drop down. Toes or knees, lift the bottoms, power up. And if you're doing it in a full plank, just hold your plank here. If you're doing it, pull back here. Take a breath in, let's go down again, exhale. So the challenge is not to pull back into that child's pose. You can just stay in a hovered plank at the top, now that you're a little bit warmer. So you might want to stay here. 2 breaths. And let's lower again. Elbows in, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Land to the floor, arms forward, lift and lengthen the body. Feet down, hands to the weights. Bottoms in the air, pushing all the way back up. Child's pose or plank. We're going to do 2 more of those. Reach. Feet down, hands there. Squeeze up. Plank or child's pose. And we're going to do 1 more. Roll forward, elbows in. Chest land first. Lengthen out. Lift. Feet down, hands back. Squeeze the belly, lift our bodies all the way up. And we're all going to sit back. Turn the palms down again so the weights slide in. And then go back to that stretch that you started with. Take a couple of breaths here. And then we're going to bring ourselves back up onto our hands and knees. You can stick with this heavy weight. You can go lighter if you want, or you can use no weight at all. You're going to take the weight behind your right knee. And you're going to bend the leg, pull the calf in towards your hamstring. So there, as soon as you do that, you're activating the muscles at the back of the thigh. There's your hamstrings fired up. We're going to stay equal in our hands for now. Back flat, abs on, and we're going to hover the right knee and simply lift up and down. So hip extension, but a hamstring curl at the same time. We want to try and get that knee up in line with the hip. Inhaling as we float back down. So big squeeze on that right butt cheek. Be very soft in the arms, take the pressure off the shoulders. I want you to squeeze the weight a little bit more. You want to feel shaking sensation happening at every point of this exercise. That's 10. We're going to continue to 16. 13. 14. And you know what happens at the top on that 15th one. We hold it up. We squeeze the weight a little bit more, and then we begin the little tiny butt cheek squeezes just to lift that knee into those pulse motions, not fast, but keep the control. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release it down. Leave the weight there for now. Just take a breath, drop down into your left elbow, and take your right hand out wide. I want you to physically take a little bit more weight over into your left leg, left arm, that right knee hovers again, grip that weight, and we're abducting out to the side and back. Try not to touch the floor on your way down. So you'll know if this gets too much holding your weight, because what happens when you get tired is your foot will go full out to the side before your knee. You want your knee to be the leading point, and the foot follows the knee. So if that happens, lose the weight and just keep working on knee higher than foot, squeezing up. And breathe. We're going to do 6 more here. Now your left butt cheek should be starting to feel this. Make sure you're drawing your tummy in so your obliques are also helping that control. And on that 6th one, you're going to hold it up, have a look at the knee, lift it up a little bit higher, and go straight into those presses. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So no faster than that, so you've got complete control. 8, 7, get it as high as you can go. 4, 3, 2, and release it down. Remove the weight. Slide your right leg back, go onto the ball of the foot, and just push back into the heel to stretch through the back of that leg. Bring both elbows down onto the floor. Keep your weight pressed into that right leg and lift your left knee to a hover. Now that's enough for you, stay here, or you can lengthen it and keep it hovered in line with the opposite leg. And just point through the toe. Lengthen the spine, perhaps sink your hips an inch or two further down, squeeze the belly. So if your knees bent, your hips are slightly higher, so it's a little bit easier. If you don't like it at all, you can just drop your left knee and come back and join at any point. 10 more seconds holding here. Take one more big deep breath, and then lower the left foot to the floor and drop your body weight down into the ground. Just take a quick breather down here. So we're going to go into nice traditional back extensions with weights because they're a great exercise to do. Definitely recommend a lighter weight. So if you've got a 4, even if you're strong, 4 is a struggle. Your range is more important than the weight, so it's important that you get the right weight to, so you can actually move your body how it needs to. We make that half circle through the arms, that C-shaped position. Feet are always a little bit wider. Pressed into the floor. So first of all, we lift the head and the chest, and then we swing those elbows back behind, and then we release them forward and lower back down. So we lift the chest, pull back, return the hands, drop it down. And it's actually the motion forward that is the biggest challenge, because as soon as you pull those arms forward again, your back wants to drop lower, your chest wants to drop to the floor. So you need to use your back muscles to stop that happening as best you can. So you don't have to bring it all the way forward. You can just lower by the shoulders and then lower down, and that makes it a little bit easier, but obviously less range. You might want to take it even further forward and work with that further length in the arms, yeah? Choose what works for you. I'm going to go somewhere in between. 5 more of these. Try and glue the feet to the ground. Keep those buttocks active. Okay, we're going to the last one. and then lower to the ground. Pause here for a second. Take your left arm forward, lift your right arm back, and then you're going to hover and pull back, hover and pull back. 6 more times, 8 in total. If it's too much, then lower your head a little bit more to the floor, drop the weight, and work with just the range. Last 2, 1 more, and drop it straight over to the other side. When you're ready, lift up. Let's pull back and hover, pull back and hover. 6, 5, really squeeze into that shoulder blade. 4, 3, last 2. 1 more big squeeze. And release. Make a pillow, turn your head one direction, and wriggle those hips. Take a couple of breaths. Turn your head the other way. And then bring those hands back to the sides of your shoulders. Lift yourself up. Take a little cat stretch at the top because you've done quite a lot of work into the lower back straight away. Just curve the spine, drop the chin, tuck your tailbone. And then bring yourself back to neutral. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up. Take a little stretch here, first bending your knees, lengthening the spine, and then pressing your heels to the floor. Then roll it forward, lower those knees back down. Right, pick up your heavier weight if you wish. This is going behind your left knee. So you want to get that nice box position again through the body. Really squeeze the calf up to that hamstring to get a firm grip. And we're staying on our hands this time. Abs on. Soften through the shoulders, pull them away from your ears, lift the knee to a hover, and we're going straight up behind and straight back down to a hover. So we exhale, squeeze, we inhale, lower. Nine. So remember, we're doing 16 on this side, that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, big squeeze in that glute, 15, and we hold up. And when you're ready, squeeze the weight more before you press that pulse and then go for it. And I want to really focus on just the left buttock making this work. A squeeze in the glute, a squeeze in the glute. Mine doesn't work anything like my right side, so it's much harder for me. 8, 7, 6, come on, squeeze it up, work it. Last 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And then lower it to the floor. Keep the weight there. Just always keep a slight tuck in. Take a quick breather, lower down to your right elbow, and then slide your left hand out to the side. We've lost that grip of the weight, put the calf back in towards the hamstring. When you're ready, take your weight over onto the right leg, and we lift straight up and down. So this will be your right buttock, feeling it. And like I said on the other side, your knee is the leading part here. Your foot just follows your knee. So if you feel like your foot is going up before your knee, lose the weight and work on the knee dominating. And that way you know you're getting full abduction from the hip and not going skew with. Come on, press up, squeeze it. Abs up. So that's 10, we've got 6 more to do. Lift up a little bit higher for your last 2, and then we've got those pulses. So we lift up, we hold at the top, and we press it. And this is nasty on this side. Squeeze it, squeeze it. 10, 9, get the knee higher. 7, 6. All right, come on, lift down more, 2, and release. Woo, that was nasty on that side. Lose the weight, extend your left leg down the mat, push back into the heel, extending that knee. Relax through the shoulders, even though you've got to push down into the arms. When you're ready, lift that right knee into a hover and hold. Eye gaze to the hands. Or if you wish, extend the leg up behind slightly, but lower your hips down so your hips are level. You're just squeezing in here and breathe and hold. Or you can drop your toes down, or you can stick to the knee hover, which is a little bit easier on the abs. 10 more seconds. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. And then on your next breath, we take an inhale, and then we exhale, float down to the ground. Again, making a pillow facing one way, taking a wriggle in the hips. Then you head the other way. Now for our next exercise, we're going to be working posture again, and we're going to hold a weight. I'm going to go light on this because of my shoulder, so just be aware of your shoulders, but you don't need a heavy weight for this at all. So I'm holding either end of the weights. You don't have to hold a weight at all. You can just interlace your fingers. Press it on top of your butt cheeks, and I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades back and slide it a little bit further down, as far as it will come down before we even start. Feet fairly wide, about shoulder width, and we're going to lift our chest, lift our arms, and that's half the battle. Lower everything down. Chest, arms, drop, release. Chest, arms, drop, release. Doesn't matter how far those arms go, you're trying to get them up as high and as long as possible. When I say long, reaching down towards your heels. Really work. So if you're really struggling with your posture, this is a fabulous one to open up through the shoulders and challenge the back muscles, backs of the arms. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. Hold and lift it, squeeze it. 3, 2, and 1, and roll it out. Turn your head to one direction. Take the weight to the side, let your arms just fall. Now we're going to stay lying down for now. Take the legs a little bit wider, and then bring the feet together with your legs bent. Bring your arms back underneath your forehead. And if you can, turn your toes out and press your heels in. And all we're going to do is lift the legs off the ground and lower. Exhale up, inhale down. Mine don't go that far. Some people get their legs flying off the ground. It's all about trying. It's quite strong on your lower back. So the more you squeeze your belly, the more you protect it. But really work into those glutes again, inner thighs, because you're pushing your heels together. It activates your inner thighs as you're trying to open your knees out. And if it's not for you, just simply drop one leg and just work with a little leg lift here instead. So you can just do 2 or 3 on one side, swap over and do 2 or 3 on the other side. Otherwise, carry on and do 8 more in total. Lift and lower. Try and relax as best you can through the upper body. Difficult to do. Press up, squeeze. I've got 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. Big press up as much as you can. And then release the legs out. Turn your head the other way to where it was a second ago. And definitely wriggle those hips now because it's quite strong. Across the sacrum. Loosen it all up. Bring your hands to the side of the shoulders. Lift up. This time we go into child's pose to get a good stretch. First of all, curve your spine at the top. Introduce it to that curve and then take it back Take your arms a little bit wider and melt down as far as you can go. Now we're going to get a little bit more into some movement with reasonably heavy weights. I'm going to use 4K on each arm. It's a combo exercise again. We did one earlier on with the triceps and the Supermans. This one, you're going to have your weights slightly wide. I'm going to have them very slightly angled, as if they're coming together like a triangle, only because of my shoulder. So we're going to do, so it makes me come to like an A press up. So you're going to aim your chest between the weights as we come down. You're going to come back up, lift your knees if they're not already lifted. You're going to jump or step forward and then swing your weights all the way up to the sky. Then you're going to sink down into a squat, so your weights to the floor, step or jump back into your A press or your push-up. Your weights need to stay reasonably wide if you can, mine a little bit narrow. Jump in or step in, press the weights all the way up, squat down to the floor, keep the arms wide, kick back, push up, back up again, knees up if you can, step, jump, press all the way up. So if you look at when I press all the way up, I bend my elbows, bringing my weights in towards my hips, and then I kick them up to the sky. So I jump in, bend the weights up and push up, slowly squat down, press back, jumping or stepping. Work at your own pace. Push up. And you're going to do 2 more after the one you are doing. So with breathing, exhale is usually the power. So I press back with my inhale, exhale to the floor, lift the knees, come forward, exhale all the way up, drop back down, land back on the toes, drop your knees if you wanted to, or stay on your toes, and give me 8 push-ups on the spot. So I'm going to bring my knees right in, because I will lose my technique if I even try and do that on my toes. 4, 3, 2, one more, and 1, and we push back. So this time more of a narrow stance, bring my hands down by my feet, let myself just fall into a little ball, and I grab my heels and just curl. And if you don't like that, just come onto your elbows and come into an elbow cat stretch. Just loving long deep breaths. A little bit of a heart rate raiser, so it's good to just reset your breath a bit. Take a couple more breaths, and when you're ready, you're going to swing around and sit down onto your bottoms. This is a really good core challenge, this one. So this is about trying to stay as upright as you possibly can. So if you've got a mirror or some kind of camera you can use to check out your posture. Another thing that I've done with clients is if you put something behind you, anything, like a prop, if your back touches it, you know you've fallen back, you need to lift yourself back up again. So it's quite good to use something behind you. So I'm going to go quite light with these. You can go heavy if you want. It's a challenge. Your arms start at a 90 degrees, so you're loading your arms up straight away. Now look at your posture and lift tall. Squeeze your shoulder blades back. You want to have your shoulders sitting above your butt cheeks, and we're going to press up and back to 90 degrees. Exhale up, inhale back. If you've got quite a heavy weight and it gets too much, you can go to doing one side at a time, but you've still got that time under tension on the opposite arm, isolated at that 90-degree angle. You will start to let your elbows drop without knowing, so just be very aware that you're not dropping them. You will start to lean back, so lift yourself up taller. Give me 8 more. 6, 5, lift up taller, use your abs. 4, 3, 2, use that core, last one, press up. and then drop your weights down, slightly behind, and lift the chest. Now, this time we're going to do a C curve. Grab the weights again. I'm going for fours this time, so we're going to do biceps. So it's a combination exercise. Biceps and outward rotations. The important thing about this exercise is that when you rotate, your legs need to be squeezed together so that you're not letting your legs slide. So we grab the weights, we turn the palms up, we pull our elbows in towards us. We do one bicep curl all the way down, and then we lift up one more time, and we open out, twist. So it's a small rotation from the shoulder, and then drop the weight down. So one full bicep curl down, one half, open, open, and lower. Half, twist, twist, lower. So get a little bit more of a rotation. If you need to sink back a little bit more to reach the ground, sink back a little bit more. Keep the control. 2 more. Last one. Curl down halfway. Open, open. Now bring the weights to the chest and give me some pulses here. You can lose the weights if you need to. Just keep the load on. 8, 7, scooping that belly in. Last 4, 3, last 2. One more. Roll it up and drop the weights, the outside edges of your legs. Allow your body to sink forward. Flex your feet. Grab hold of your feet. And then lift your spine. Keeping hold of those feet, extend the legs away and come into a hamstring stretch. Feel free to use a band. And we want to take a breath in to lift and lengthen. We want to take a breath out to melt down. Then you hold that stretch for 1 to 2 breaths. Then you go again, we lift and lengthen, and we exhale, drop. So work through your breathing. So you take some water, and make sure you're going a little bit further every time you melt forward. Keep the breath going. So I want you to do 2 to 3 more. Lift, lengthen, and fold. And slowly release it off. Bring your hands back behind. Now that one that we did, that shoulder press we did, we're now going to do it with triceps. So it's exactly the same principles. We're keeping that beautiful extension. So you want to imagine that perfect L shape through the body. So again, if you've got something behind you and you feel it, you know you need to lift yourself back up. It's a really good indication of how you're sitting. So I'm going to use 1 4 kg for this because of the positioning. Extending the arm up, elbows close to the ears. We inhale all the way down to the shoulder blades. Exhale, press all the way up. Now, the most important thing about this is keeping our arms dead still, those upper arms, the elbows. Imagine you're trying to block your ears with your arms. And the second you start to get tired, the elbows will flap out, and then you'll feel yourself sinking down, which then makes it even harder. So you need to keep thinking posture, abs, chest elevated, elbows in. Keep breathing. Feel the backs of the arms starting to work. Chest up, shoulders back, elbows in. 6 more in the arms. Last one, we lengthen all the way up, we drop halfway down, and we pulse on the spot. Now let's get a little bit more extension of the spine. Squeeze the belly, elbows in, press that weight up and down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, extend, and lower. Lovely. Slide your bottom forward. Keep your heavy weights with you. Roll back down to the floor. Weights are going on the upper thighs or the hips. So we're going to push up into a bridge. And the second we lift up into a bridge, we've lost the arm stability. All I want you to do here is with all 4 corners of your feet on the ground, just press your hips up and down. And you can lose those weights at any point. So keep pressing. We're here for a while. Get as high as you can, as much squeeze into the buttocks as you can. Without your arms, it's a little bit harder. Now carry on. Keep pressing, but lift your heels. Keep pressing up and down. Feel that more in your hamstrings than anywhere else. Of course, the buttocks. 4 more like this. You keep on pressing, but you lower those heels back down and carry on. As soon as you hit those heels to the ground, the glutes take over a little bit more again. Keep going, keep going. So we're going to do 4 more. We're going to carry on the hip press, but on your next one, you're going to roll onto your heels and work onto the heels. If you want to take them a little bit further forward, you can. Just carry on pressing and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And that, for me, goes a little bit more into the thighs and then even more into the glutes. 8, 7, that's the speed you need to be going. 5, lift up a little bit more if you can. 3, last 2, 1 more, and roll it out. Feet to the floor. Bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees just rock side to side. Take a few deep breaths there. And then we're going to take our legs wide on the floor and our arms. So our left arm is going to be out to the side with our palm facing down. Our right arm is going to be stretched up and then taken slightly back. So they're making like almost a star shape. And we're going to lift the left leg and the right arm lifts up to the toe. And then we drop the leg, we drop the arm. Be careful with this arm. Don't drop it all the way to the floor. If you can, use the left elbow to help hoist yourself up and touch the toes there. You can go no weight, you can go lightweight. I put the heavier weight, it's up to you. So you press, squeeze, reach, and lower down. Seven. We're going to go 12. 8. 9. So even though I'm using my left arm, I'm really light. It literally is like a little bit of support. I don't really need to use it. I'm trying not to use it as much as I can, but it is there to help that little extra lift. Okay, I think that was my 12th one. I'm going for an extra. And then lower down. Immediately swap to the other side. And when you're ready, we lift either in a crunch or all the way up. Keep that wide arm and leg going. So we're coming all the way across the body, reaching all the way back. So this is my weaker arm, but it's my stronger leg. So different things going on. 6. Halfway. Although we have to do 13, don't we? 7. 8. Power up. 9. 10. Give me 3 more. 11. 12. Our last one. Big reach. And release. Bring the legs together, take hold of the weight and take a full body stretch all the way through. Full extension back, legs straight, flex your feet, lift your heels off the ground. Take a deep breath into the rib cage, and as you exhale, lower your spine down into the floor. Allow the weight just to begin to roll off your fingers. Let your arms just drop, like you're just a leg weight in the floor. Nothing is moving. Everything just drops into relaxation. We're going to do a bit of stretching with the band if you wish to use bands. I'm going to go grab a band to use. Got to grab it. You're going to start by putting your left foot in the band and taking your left leg up to the sky. So you are here. We extend. Sometimes you might want to fold your band in half and make it stronger. So here, I've extended my right leg flat to the ground. I'm pushing it flat to the ground. And then I'm lengthening my left leg as much as I can, because the band allows a little bit more give. But at the same time, I'm parking my left hip down into the ground. Bend the elbows and just work on the breath. Now I want you to take the band with your right hand, move the foot very subtly across towards the right hip. So my left butt cheek is just gently come off the ground. Turn the toes to the right, the heels to the left. So I'm immediately rotating from the hip, and then pull the toes down towards your right shoulder and take that stretch to the outside of your hamstring. And just be aware that your right leg hasn't moved out of position, needs to be fixed in place. See, the more you pull on that band, the more you're going to get that stretch. And then we're going to slowly move it across back to where it was. Begin to move the legs slightly out to the left, not too far. Begin to turn the toes to the left. You can grab the band with the left hand or both hands. And then you're going to ease the leg out, but more towards your left shoulder. So you're driving the leg towards your left shoulder at the same time, let it float out to the side. You still want to keep your hip bones pointing up towards the sky, especially the right one. If you feel any kind of tension, some people like to do a half butterfly and then pull that left foot close towards your left shoulders. It will go straighten the leg. Now we're going to use this for a rotation as well. So just take a couple more breaths here. Hopefully you've got a weight near your left arm. Grab it now and open your arm out in line with your shoulder. Then we're going to take this leg back up to the center. Bend your right knee now, allow it to hit the floor and let the left leg follow. I don't like to go lower than my hip. Some people quite happy hit the floor. It does take a bit of rotation, too much rotation to your lower back, especially if you've got dodgy lower back. So I'm going to stay in line and then just work on the pull of the foot towards my right shoulder and pressing my left shoulder blade down into the ground. So my right bicep is having to do quite a lot of work to pull the toes up towards my shoulder. And of course, you can do this holding onto the foot or the leg. You don't have a band, we're not using a band. And then we slowly begin to lift that leg back up. Roll the right knee as well. Bend the left leg and park the left ankle onto the right knee, releasing the band. Pick the right thigh up, catch it up behind the back of the thigh or the shin. Head down, shoulders down, and stretch that left buttock. And just breathe into it. If you open your left knee a little bit more and drive your right thigh closer in, and then try and push your bum cheek back to the floor, you'll feel that stretch even more. Take a couple more breaths. Then release the right leg, release the left leg. Grab that band. Let's go to the right foot. So the left leg will extend onto the ground and the right leg goes up to the sky. Park both down into the floor, push your hips down into the ground, bend the arm and drive that right leg in towards you, straightening out as best you can. One side is always tighter than the other. Now, like we did on the other side, we take the band to the left hand, move the foot so it sits above your left hip bone. So my right buttock's just very slightly off the floor. Turn the toes to the left, heel to the right, straighten the knee and drive the toes down towards your left shoulder. And that is not nice. Especially on my right side. Just keep breathing into it, keep trying to straighten the knee, work on all those different places where you can get the stretch deeper. And then we begin to move that leg back into center. Take it slightly out to the right and then turn the toes to the right and the heel in. So now lateral rotation, either holding the band with both hands or the left hand or the right hand. We begin to open the leg out, not too much, but try and bring it more towards your right shoulder. Left leg stays where it is, or if you prefer to open the knee out like that, half frog do. And then drive the toes in and get into that inner thigh. Work. Extend. Breathe. Every time you breath out, go a little bit further. Pull those toes further in towards you. And then we just slowly bring the arm out to the right, hopefully with a weight. I'm going to grab a heavier weight. If you haven't already bent the left knee, do so, and then let the leg drop all the way over to the left, to hip height or to the floor, and then press into that right shoulder blade and stretch down the body there. So you're putting the toes towards your left shoulder, but you're twisting your right shoulder blade to the floor. Couple more breaths, go deeper, go deeper. And then we carefully release the leg all the way back up, bringing the left knee in as well, plonking that right ankle over the left knee, remove the band, lift that left thigh in, drop your head and shoulders back down, open the right knee and stretch that right buttock. Drive the thigh in, open the right knee. Might be catching the shin. I can't do that on this side. If I do, my shoulders come too high off the ground, so I just want to fix them down, holding onto the back of the thigh. 2 more breaths here. And then just slide your right leg off. Use that to roll yourself up. Come and sit yourself up. Nice and tall, hands onto the knees. Pull your chest forward, pull your shoulders back, lift up to the sky, look up. And then we take a nice deep breath in, we open the arms, we exhale, lift all the way up, bring our hands together, bowing down, clapping to yourselves, as always. Thank you so much. Turn that off.